Cooking with Ash. Sending you big love and positivity. Hope everyone is doing great and you guys are all staying blessed. Today we will be preparing a big batch of mitai and we will be taking this to masjid. So this is going to masjid because it's my dad. My dad's birthday is going to be tomorrow, which is going to be Friday. Atiana's birthday was on Monday and Trevor's dad's birthday was on the 6th. So why not make some treat and take it to masjid, offer some dua for them, and hope Allah accept the dua for them, and I hope and pray he grant my daddy Janatul Firdaus. So this is in memory of my dad, my father-in-law, and for my beautiful daughter, her birthday. Obviously she celebrated. I posted the birthday, but with everything we do, we want to give praise and thanks to Allah. So I'm gonna go ahead and list the ingredients. All the measurement will be at the end of the video and in the description box for your convenience. I have here some all-purpose flour. I'm using some coconut milk, condensed milk, butter, sugar, custard powder. I have here some cinnamon powder along with some cardamom powder, also some nutmeg and baking powder. So I'm gonna go ahead, wash my hands up, and we're gonna start this process. First thing first, I'm gonna go in with my baking powder. And I have several mitai recipe on the channel, but this is a big batch and I always have questions, how to make a big batch of mitai. So this is why I decided to record this for you guys. In goes the nutmeg. I'm gonna go in with the custard powder, and I'm not using any almond essence here or mixed essence because the ones that I have, they have alcohol in it. They do have non-alcohol essence, but I do not have any at the moment. If you have the non-alcohol essence, go ahead and use it, but because this is going to masjid, I want to be very strict about it. So I'm gonna go ahead, and even if you're doing reading and prayers and stuff like that, you will have to use the non-alcoholic essence if you want to add it here. But as you can see, I'm making it without it, so it's optional. I'm gonna mix this in, incorporate it well. In goes our sugar. Give it a good mix. You want to mix everything in well. I will be sharing some happy moments with my dad in this video. I miss him so much. Me talking about it getting me emotional. You want to give this a good old mix. Now I'm gonna go in with my butter, and I'm using my hand grater here to grate it in. It's easier to work with it this way, and the butter is gonna incorporate better this way. So I'm gonna finish doing this step and then I'll be back.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from a lobster. Happy birthday to you.
Shred the butter in here, and I'm going in with my fingers and I'm working it. You want to make sure you work this in well, like the flour and butter is well blended together. And this is smelling so divine already. It takes me back to Guyana when people would have reading or they would have wedding, all the aunties and grandma and all the big experts in cooking would be on tables in the backyard preparing all these sweetmeats. For me, it's transferring me back home to our kitchen where my mom would be preparing big batches of these for Eid Day. Beautiful memories. So I'm gonna keep on working this butter here until everything is well blended and incorporated. Then we're gonna start to add our coconut milk and our condensed milk. Now this is the consistency you're looking for. It's nice and crumbly. It reminds me of the sand at the beach, right? So I'm gonna go in with our coconut milk, the whole can here, or you could use coconut powder. And this is a little bit over 3 pound mitai. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And you wanna go ahead and mix this in. Incorporate it. In goes our condensed milk, and I'm gonna use half of the can here because I add sugar. If you choose to use the whole can, do not add sugar, because remember we're gonna make a packed syrup here to add to this, and you don't want it to be too sweet. So I'm gonna go in and mix this. According to my mommy, who's this mitai expert, the condensed milk makes it very rich and fluffy, okay? And I take the lady word for it. Or now I gotta take me word for it. So you wanna mix this in. And remember, this dough is very rich, so when you're gonna add some evaporated milk to bring it together, it's gonna come together pretty quickly, you know? And everyone's flour texture is different, so I'm just gonna, you know, add and not put in the description box how much I use, because it depends on the climate again and your flour texture. That's how it's going to absorb the liquid. You can use less or more depending on where you live. But you see how nice and crumbly this is looking? Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my evaporated milk, and then we're gonna bring this together. So I'm gonna do a well in the middle, add some, and then bring this dough together here. Like if you're making roti, you know? And like I said, the dough is very rich, so gradually add. You can add aniseed to this too. I know my mom did it before, but I don't care for the aniseed. And you can add coconut. You would add the coconut right before you add liquid. So, you know, before you add the coconut milk and the condensed milk, that's when you're gonna add your coconut flakes. And I recommend fresh coconut flakes. Don't go with the dry thing with the store get. It's not the same. It have to be fresh grated coconuts. I have a recipe with the coconut, so I'm gonna drop it in the description box in case anyone want to see how to, you know, do that. So it's looking nice. I'm gonna take that out and add some more milk here to bring this together. And this is how I like to work it in portions, so you do not get overwhelmed. You know, you get a right texture. I work some, take it out and put it to the side, add, and you know, continue the process like that. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll be back. So I went ahead and transfer everything back to the bowl, and you gotta put your back and muscle into this. If I don't like neat stuff, I go vex. But back in the days, them old lady used to need one whole big batch of this, and people know them been strong by. We're weak comparing to the older generation. Oh Lord, Justin, me should have put you for do this with all the muscle you get. So I'm gonna transfer this here to the surface where I can get good force to knead this. I'm sure my daddy is around watching me smiling. He must be like, you know, call me fat girl. You can say, oh, look my fat girl. Look at my fat girl work it out there. So I'm gonna keep kneading this for about maybe 3 minutes or so, then transfer it back to my bowl. So see you in 3 minutes. So it's been about 3 minutes of me working. My hand's still flabby. A workout. A cardio no work. So you see how nice and smooth this dough is, and a great indication that you have a good consistency. It's not sticking. You do not have to add any dry flour to it, so you know you in business when you have that consistency. So I'm just gonna make it into a ball here. Take the bowl and turn it over and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Then we're gonna proceed to the next step. So it's been about 10 minutes. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'm gonna go ahead and start portion this dough out to make smaller dough balls so it'll be easier to roll out. Oy, I'm really a build muscle here today, bye. So I'm gonna do probably like, let's see how much dough balls I can get out of this. Smaller ones, so it'll be easier to roll out and cut, you know. Try to make it work easier for you. So I'm gonna portion this and then I'm gonna come back. So I have some, like about 6 dough balls here. I'm just, you know, forming it into round little dough balls. It'll be easier to roll out. Portion it out. You want to get it nice and smooth, so you know when you roll it out, and again, on crack or anything. It's okay if you get cracked, but yeah, I'll know me and my perfectionist self. They're smelling so nice. I can eat raw dough. How good it smells. It smells like a rich, nice cookie dough. I'm gonna finish this up and then we're gonna start to roll out and cut. So I just sprinkle a little bit of dry flour because I don't want this to stick, and I'm gonna roll it out. What I usually do, I roll all of them out. I have pans, I line them with foil paper, easy to clean up. And I would roll them out, cut them, put them in the pan, and then start frying one time. I don't roll, fry, cut, you know. I just do the process, make it easier for me. I roll it out, cut it, and fry all one time. You know, make your bag and you toss it in, like less work for you. So you don't want to roll this out too thin, like a 1/4 inch thickness. That's perfect. And you're gonna go ahead and cut it. You can cut it, let me grab a bigger knife. You can cut it as little as you like or as big as you like, but I'm gonna do bite-sized ones, you know, because I'm taking it to masjid. So I want to make sure I get enough for everyone. I'm trying not to cut the mat, okay? So I'm gonna finish doing this and then I'm gonna come back. So I'm doing little bite size, some triangles and some square. Put it on my, you know, sheet pan that I have here. It'll be easy. I got all the mitai cut out. Yes. Oh, my back. I'm gonna go ahead and start frying them. I have my oil here. I'm using vegetable oil, and a great way to test the oil is, you know, drop a little bit of flour. So I'm gonna show, you know, I'm gonna drop it here. You guys are gonna see that because we're using 2 different things to record, you know. So see that? You see the little, how the flour fry up. You know, things are good there and it's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead, grab my mitai and start adding them to our oil. So you want your oil to be medium to low. You don't want the oil to be screaming hot, because then the mitai is going to start getting, you know, brown very quick on the outside, and the inside is not going to cook. So keep your oil medium to low, and remember, this is a very rich batter or rich dough, so you don't want it to burn. Fry it nice and slow, and you got to get the oil at the right temperature, or else the mitai is going to suck up a lot of oil too. So that's one way of testing it that I just show you guys. Do not overcrowd your pan. That is going to give you, the mitai is going to be soggy, you know, it's going to start suck up the oil. So make sure you're frying it in a big pan with enough oil, and do not overcrowd the pan. So you see the mitai start fluff up on its own and start achieve that color. It start float up and fluff up. You know, that's a great indication. Be here with your spoon. Do not walk away. And and rotate it lightly. Like if you're starting, you just tap the mitai and it keeps going around in circle. So that's what it's looking like. Eee! Now that the mitai achieve a nice, beautiful golden brown color, I'm gonna go ahead, fish it out of the oil. I have my bowl here, lined with parchment paper, paper towel I mean. I'm gonna just remove it and drop it in. So now that we have all our mitai fried, I'm gonna go ahead and start on our pag. So I have some sugar here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. I'm gonna mix this in, stir it in, and then we're gonna put it on the stove to boil. Went ahead and add it to the stove. I'm gonna show you the consistency we're looking for to pour this over our mitai. This is what our pag is looking like. It's almost ready, and the way I can tell is you pick it up with the back of your spoon and you see how it's pulling that thread, the resistance, that right there, that's what you're looking for. Another way is just grab a little bit on your fingers and see if it pull that thread. You see that? That's what you're looking for. Or another way is grab a few in two mitai or so in a bowl, add a little bit to the pag to it, and just stir it, mix it in, and you see it start crystallize here. That's what you're looking for. I should have get a smaller spoon, but I'll just toss it with my fingers. That's what you're looking for. See, it's starting. You gotta mix it a little bit, and it's gonna start crystallize. You see how it's sticking at the bottom of the bowl? Right there tells you it's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn this off, and start adding it to our mitai. So I went ahead and add my pag to the mitai. I thought the phone was recording, but it wasn't. And what you want to do is grab your spoon and pick it up from the sides and toss it to the middle. Gradually do this. You don't want to dig it up too much and break up your mitai. You're gonna have a few that break, but you can try as much as you can not to break it up. And when I do this, I usually stand next to my window so the breeze come in and help dry it faster. But you want to toss all the mitai, let it coat and glaze nicely in this pag. So I'm gonna finish doing this process for both of the bowl of mitai I have. I separated in two bowls so it'll be easy to work with, and then we're gonna sample it. This is our mitai. It's still cooling down, but this is what it's looking like. Look at that, beautifully coated in that pag, and we have a taste tester. Go ahead, break into it. Look how soft that is. Go ahead, let us know how it eat. And she's not eating over the bowl, just to let you guys know. She have a plate there before people say we make it for masjid and she eat.
This is really good.
How is it? Delicious? It tastes like mitai, or what it tastes like? Donuts?
For me, it looks like mini donuts, but it tastes like mitai.
Yes, there you have it, guys. So I hope you enjoy our tutorial on making a big batch of mitai, and you give it a try. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay blessed, stay safe. See you guys soon with another delicious recipe. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Sending our love, thanks, and gratitude to everyone.